Can the dead communicate with the living? Those who are bereaved sometimes long to make contact with those who have died. And there are those who deliberately prey upon grief and suffering, frauds and fakes who are only too eager to fleece those who have lost someone dear to them. Is Simon Purbeck a genuine medium or a fraud? Mrs. Mary Wells went to his seances for comfort, but now believes he is a fraud, and today he faces charges under the Fraudulent Mediums Act of 1951. It is alleged that he conducted seances with the intention to deceive Mrs. Mary Wells and received as a reward many thousands of pounds from her. Mrs. Wells is the first witness to be called at Fulchester Crown Court in the case of Regina versus Purbeck.
That the evidence I shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
You are Mrs. Mary Wells of Bysdale, the Ridge, Haley?
Yes.
When did your son die, Mrs. Wells?
4 years ago.
And what were the circumstances?
He and a friend were in a private plane. They crashed on landing.
And Brian was your only son?
Yes.
How old was he when he died?
22.
Have you no other children?
No, Brian was my only child.
You were very close.
Yes, we were.
You're a widow, Mrs. Wells?
Yes, my husband died about 10 years ago.
He left you well provided for?
Yes.
Would you describe yourself as a wealthy woman?
I don't know about wealthy. I'm fairly comfortably off, I suppose.
And when did you first turn, for consolation, to spiritualism?
About a year after Brian's death, when I recovered from my illness.
What illness was that, Mrs. Wells?
I had a nervous breakdown.
And after you recovered from this breakdown, you began to go to seances?
Yes.
With different mediums?
Yes.
And with what results?
Nothing that convinced me. Oh, I got messages, all sorts of things, but I never had the feeling that Brian was there. I knew he'd try and make contact if he could.
And when did you first go to Simon Purbeck?
Just over 2 years ago. I went along with a friend.
For a seance?
Yes. But he refused.
Mr. Purbeck refused to give you a seance?
Yes.
Did he give you any reasons for his refusal?
Well, he said he didn't like giving seances unless there was a real chance of success.
And did he indicate how these favourable circumstances might arise?
Well, he suggested I attended his lectures once a fortnight.
Did he actually say that if you attended these lectures, you would be successful in contacting your dead son?
Well, not exactly.
Well, what did he say exactly?
Well, he implied that the lectures were a kind of preparation.
For contacting the spirit world?
Yes.
Did he charge for these lectures?
Oh, yes.
How much?
£2 a time.
And were there any other charges?
Well, one was expected to make a contribution towards the publishing costs.
The publishing costs of what?
His books.
When you say you were expected to make a contribution, how did you learn this? Did someone tell you?
Well, no one actually told me, but I saw other people putting money in a plate, and I inquired.
And who did you ask?
Miss Marcus, Mr. Purbeck's secretary.
And what did she say?
Well, she said that some people who had found Mr. Purbeck's little talks helpful had suggested gathering them together and publishing them as a book.
For how long did you subsidise this publishing venture?
About 2 years.
Have you any idea how much you contributed towards the publishing costs?
Oh, it must have been £200 or £300. I don't know exactly.
And when did you receive your copy of Mr. Purbeck's book?
I didn't.
No book?
No.
Has anyone ever received a copy of Mr. Purbeck's book?
Your Honour, how can the witness possibly answer the question? She's in no position to know whether anyone ever received a copy of Mr. Purbeck's book.
Yes, I agree, Mr. Lodderby.
I will rephrase my question, Your Honour.
Do so, Mr. Dealey.
Mrs. Wells, to your knowledge, did anyone ever receive a copy of Mr. Purbeck's book?
No, as far as I know, it was never published.
Now, these lectures, what was to be their subject matter?
Well, spiritualism.
Spiritualism in general, or did Mr. Purbeck want to concentrate on specific aspects of the subject?
Well, mostly it was about how to contact one's loved ones on the other side.
And how was
The other side?
Passed over.
Jargon, Your Honour. I believe the witness means dead.
Ah, thank you, Mr. Dealey.
Mrs. Wells, how was this contact to be achieved?
Well, Mr. Purbeck said that everybody had it in them to be a medium. It was just a question of training oneself. It was as if one was a radio. One had to learn how to tune oneself in to the proper wavelength.
And were you successful?
Not at first.
So what did you do?
Well, I asked Miss Marcus if I could attend one of Mr. Purbeck's seances.
He held regular seances.
For some people, yes.
And what did Miss Marcos say?
Well, she said she would ask Mr. Purbeck if he thought I was ready.
And were you?
Well, I started going to the seances.
What form did these seances take?
Well, various forms.
Well, did Mr. Purbeck go into a trance?
Well, sometimes. And sometimes we'd use a glass. You know, everyone puts a finger on a glass and it spells out words from the letters of the alphabet which are arranged around the edge of the table.
Did you receive any messages purporting to come from your dead son?
Well, there were some, but at first they were very confused.
Did Mr. Purbeck tell you that they were from your son?
Yes.
He said that these confused messages were actually from your dead son, Brian.
Yes, but not exactly in those words.
Well, what did he say?
Well, he described the person who was trying to communicate. He described Brian.
Did he know at the time what Brian had looked like?
Oh, I don't know if he did. I had shown Miss Marcus a photograph of Brian some time before.
Did Mr. Purbeck explain why the messages were so confused?
Well, he said perhaps there was too much psychic interference, too many souls trying to get through.
Did he suggest a way of overcoming this?
No, but I asked Miss Marcus about it.
And what did she advise?
Well, she said that some people managed to persuade Mr. Purbeck to give them individual seances, that he found this very, very tiring, and he didn't like doing it, but sometimes he would.
And did she explain how they managed to persuade him?
No, but I presume they paid extra.
Did you pay that first time, Mrs. Wells?
No. Mr. Purbeck wouldn't accept any money.
Now, what happened at that first seance?
Well, Brian spoke to me.
But through Mr. Purbeck?
Yes. At least I thought it was Brian. No, I don't know.
And what did this voice say?
I'm here, Mum. And I felt him. He touched me. I'm sorry, Your Honor.
That's quite all right, Mrs. Wells. Take your time. Would you like to sit down while you're giving your evidence?
No, I'm quite all right, thank you. Thank you. I'd rather stand.
Has Mrs. Wells a glass of water?
Yes, I have, thank you. It's all right. I'd like to go on.
Very well.
Mrs. Wells, you said that somebody touched you.
Your Honour, may I correct my learned friend? The witness said he touched me, meaning, as I understand it, her son Brian.
I'm obliged to my learned friend. Mrs. Wells, you said that you felt a touch during that first seance.
Yes.
On your arm, your head?
No, on my shoulder, as if someone was standing behind me.
And was anyone standing there?
No.
Was the room in darkness?
Oh, not what you'd call darkness. The curtains were drawn.
So you couldn't see distinctly?
No.
Was there anyone else in the room besides you and the accused?
Well, Miss Marcus sat over by the door.
And did you watch Miss Marcos throughout the seance?
Oh, no, I watched Mr. Purbeck, of course.
Yes, of course. Mrs. Wells, what was your immediate reaction after you'd heard those words and felt that touch?
I don't know. I couldn't believe it. I didn't know whether to cry or laugh.
You were deeply moved.
Yes.
Now, did you give Mr. Purbeck or Miss Marcos any money after that first seance?
Yes, I made a contribution towards the centre.
What centre?
Well, Mr. Purbeck wanted to open a centre for the study of spiritual sciences.
Did Mr. Purbeck ever explain these spiritual sciences, or indeed how they were to be studied?
Oh, yes, he explained, but I'm afraid I didn't understand.
How much did you contribute that first time?
£25.
And the same on each subsequent occasion?
No, later I gave more, quite a bit more.
How much more?
Well, several times I gave £100, £200, £300.
In all, how much did you contribute in cash over the 2 years of the séances?
About £8,000, I suppose.
Money wasn't all you gave, was it, Mrs. Wells?
No. There was the house.
What house is this?
Well, it's a house called the Pines in West Walsham. It was left to me by my uncle. Well, it's far too big for me. Anyway, I have a house of my own.
And what is it worth at today's valuation?
Well, 30 to 35,000 pounds, I believe.
And you were induced to give this to Mr. Purbeck?
Your Honour, this really is outrageous. Counsel is leading the witness.
Yes. You will rephrase your question, Mr. Dealey?
As Your Honour pleases. Mrs. Wells, did you give this valuable property to Mr. Purbeck?
Yes.
To him personally?
No, to this trust he'd set up.
What trust?
Well, he set up a trust to run the centre.
Your Honour, I shall be calling a witness later on to give evidence regarding the nature of this trust. Now, Mrs. Wells, you have told us how your contributions towards Mr. Purbeck's various causes rose from £25 to hundreds of pounds, and finally to a house worth tens of thousands of pounds. Why did your contributions increase?
Well, it's hard to explain exactly, but the more I gave, the more time Mr. Purbeck seemed able to give me. The more contact I had with Brian.
So, these alleged spirit communications seem dependent on the amount of money you gave.
Yes.
Now, how did you come to make the gift of the house?
Well, Brian seemed to want me to do it. I mean, the messages I were getting suggested I should donate something big, not just money.
And you took this to mean the house?
Well, what else could it mean? I asked Miss Marcus, and she said perhaps that was what Brian wanted.
What happened after you'd handed over the deeds of the house, Mrs. Wells? Was there a change in Mr. Purbeck's attitude?
Yes, he seemed to have less and less time for me. And when I did have the séances, well, it just didn't seem like Brian anymore.
Did you ever ask Mr. Purbeck for the return of your house?
Yes.
And what did he say?
He told me not to be a fool.
Do you now believe that these spirit communications were from your son, Brian?
Well, no. They couldn't have been, could they?
Thank you, Mrs. Wells.
Mrs. Wells, what were your feelings towards Mr. Purbeck?
Feelings?
Did you like him?
Well, yes.
Would you say you were fond of him?
Well,
Did you at any time indicate to anyone that you felt considerable affection for Mr. Purbeck?
I may have done. He reminded me of my son sometimes.
It's very understandable, Mrs. Wells. You felt maternal towards him?
Well, yes, I suppose so.
Mrs. Wells, you've said you were at one time convinced you were in communication with your dead son. What made you change your mind?
Well,
Did you talk it over with anyone, perhaps? Friends?
yes,
Anyone in particular?
Major Otway.
The Major, he was sceptical?
Yes,
Is the Major a relative?
he's my fiancé.
When did you become engaged?
About 4 months ago.
Did you know the Major during the time you went regularly to the séances?
No,
When did you meet him? Before or after you made the house over to the Trust?
or just after.
Mr. Lotterby, is this relevant? As I understand the position, you will shortly have every opportunity of questioning Major Otway in person.
Your Honour, I was merely seeking to establish that Major Otway has influenced Mrs. Wells just as much as it is claimed Mr. Purbeck ever did.
I follow your line of reasoning, Mr. Lotterby. I trust you will not be profligate with the court's time.
I shall endeavour to be brief, Your Honour. Mrs. Wells, you described that first séance with Mr. Purbeck, at which Miss Marcus was present. The séance at which you felt the presence of your son so strongly. Did you feel his presence on subsequent occasions?
Yes.
Was Miss Marcus present for all these occasions?
No,
Was anyone else present apart from Mr. Purbeck?
no. Major Otway a couple of times.
Until you discussed the séances with Major Otway, were you convinced that these communications with your dead son were genuine?
Well,
Please answer yes or no, Mrs. Wells.
yes, I suppose I was convinced.
And now you are totally and absolutely convinced beyond any shadow of doubt that these communications with your dead son were fraudulent?
Well, Oh, they must have been, mustn't they?
Mrs. Wells, did Mr. Purbeck or Miss Marcus ever ask you directly for payment?
Well...
Yes or no, Mrs. Wells?
No.
Did they ever at any time tell you that the communications with your dead son were dependent upon your financial contributions?
Well...
Yes or no, Mrs. Wells?
No.
Did they ever at any time ask you outright for the gift of your house?
No.
Thank you, Mrs. Wells.
I have no further questions, Your Honour.
You may stand down, Mrs. Wells. Thank you.
I should like to call Major Otway.
Major Otway.
What religion are you?
Judge Vignan.
Take the testament in your right hand and read aloud the words on the card.
I swear by Almighty God that the evidence I shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
You are Major Kenneth Otway, retired of 14B, Tregarthen Court, Fulchester?
I am.
Major Otway, did you attend a number of seances with Mrs. Wells?
I did, sir.
Can you remember how many?
5 or 6.
And what was your opinion of them?
Pantomime, sir. I've never seen such pantomime in my life.
Could you explain, please?
Well, darkened room and Purbeck rolling around, moaning and groaning and coming up with messages in different voices. I don't see how anyone could be taken in.
Mrs. Wells seems to have been.
Well, only for a bit. She's a sensible woman at heart.
You're not a believer in spiritualism then, Major?
Well, I wouldn't say that. I'm a skeptic, I admit. But there are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio.
Quite. So, we may take it that Mr. Purbeck did not impress you as a medium?
No, sir, I did not. The fake if ever I saw one.
Now, the defence has suggested that you have a great deal of influence over Mrs. Wells. Would you agree with that?
No. Oh, well, I suppose I have some influence. And if I do have any, it's a damn sight more healthy than Purbeck's.
Your Honour.
Confine yourself to answering the question, Major Otway.
I'm sorry, Your Honour.
And you will not use such language in my court.
Major, did you convince Mrs. Wells that she was victim of a fraud?
Well, she didn't take much convincing.
Did you persuade her to ask Mr. Purbeck for the return of her house?
Yes, I did.
Without success, it seems. Did you yourself see Mr. Purbeck personally about the matter?
Yes, and he's not an easy man to see.
What was his reaction?
Well, said he never had anything to do with business. Discoloured his aura or something.
Did you speak to Miss Marcos?
Yes, several times.
And what did she say?
Oh, long and short of it was none of my business. She refused to discuss anything concerning the centre with a non-believer.
Do you think she was acting on her own responsibilities, Major, or merely passing on the views of others?
Oh, I don't know. She's a hard woman, that one. I shouldn't have thought she was anyone's puppet. Still, you never know.
Who did you talk to in the end?
The solicitor in charge of the trust, Mr. Kimber, of Kimber, Craddock and Wake in Fulchester.
And what did he say?
Oh, a lot of legal mumbo-jumbo. Upshot of it all was no dice. They were going to hang on to that house, come what may.
Thank you, Major.
Major, you told us you attended several seances with Mrs. Wells.
Yes, sir.
Described them as pantomimes.
Correct?
By which you meant they were frauds, fakes.
Yes.
What did these seances consist of?
Oh, trances, table rapping, pushing a glass around a lot of letters, spelling out words, or the usual nonsense.
How many times did you see Mr. Purbeck in a trance?
Twice.
What happened at the other seances?
He used the glass.
Did you catch Mr. Purbeck guiding the glass himself?
Well, no.
Did you, in fact, catch Mr. Purbeck faking any of the phenomena that occurred at these seances?
No, but...
Was Miss Marcus ever present at these seances?
No.
Was anyone else ever present?
No.
In fact, have you any concrete evidence that Mr. Purbeck faked anything?
Well, I don't have a piece of cheesecloth, if that's what you mean. But I've no doubt if I'd have looked...
But you did not look, Major Otway. So you have no concrete evidence that Mr. Purbeck faked anything? Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honour. So, Major, in spite of having no evidence, you took it upon yourself to persuade Mrs. Wells that Mr. Purbeck was a fake.
Well, it was obvious.
Apparently not to Mrs. Wells. She appears to have derived considerable consolation from her communications with the spirit world until you came into her life. Where exactly did you come from?
What do you mean?
You retired from the army, I believe.
Correct.
You live on an army pension?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any other source of income?
I have a job.
Oh, yes. Secretary to a tennis and social club.
Yes. Well, of course, it isn't much. Just about keeps me in cigarettes, you know, but one must keep busy.
Will you continue with the job after you marry Mrs. Wells?
Your Honour, I fail to see how the marriage plans of the witness can possibly affect the issue before this court.
Nevertheless, the witness will answer the question.
Well, if you want to know about my job, I shall be giving it up shortly.
And what will you do then?
Well, Mary, Mrs. Wells, has asked me to help straighten out her financial affairs. They're in a bit of a mess, as you can imagine.
Oh, you're an expert on financial matters, are you?
Oh, no, I wouldn't say that exactly.
A keen amateur?
Yes, yes. Yes, I rather like that, yes.
Where did you gain this amateur experience? At the tennis club?
Well, I have friends in the city.
So you have no personal experience of handling complex financial matters?
Well, I pick things up pretty quickly.
Mrs. Wells will pay you for this amateur financial advice?
Yes.
Her idea?
Well, yes.
More than you're getting from the tennis club?
Yes.
What was it you described Mr. Purbeck as? Oh, yes. A fraud and a fake?
Now, look here, I don't know what you're implying, but I'm damned if I'm going to stand here and allow you... I'm sorry, Your Honour.
Major, when you attended these seances, you did so as Mrs. Wells' guest?
Yes.
And did Mrs. Wells ever ask you to keep an eye on Mr. Purbeck?
No. No. She thought he was marvellous. I didn't. Then, of course, I couldn't go dashing around accusing him of being a fake, could I? Just had to sit there through all that phony nonsense and grin and bear it for our sake.
Thank you, Major Otway.
You may stand down, Major Otway.
Yeah.
Your Honour, I would like to call Mr. Walter Kimber, who is the solicitor for the accused.
Walter Kimber? Mr. Dealey, do I understand you correctly? You're calling Mr. Purbeck's own solicitor?
Yes, Your Honour.
Has Mr. Kimber been served with a subpoena?
No, Your Honour.
Your Honour, might I be permitted to explain?
I should be grateful if someone would, Mr. Lotterby.
Mr. Kimber handled all the legal matters connected with the setting up of the trust for the proposed study centre and for the transfer of the house. As my client, Mr. Purbeck, is anxious to show he has nothing to fear from the truth, he's willing to waive his right to silence on the part of his solicitor.
Mr. Lotterby, is your client aware of the possible consequences of this action?
I have endeavoured to explain them to him, Your Honour.
Mr. Purbeck is waiving one of the fundamental rights which exist between a client and his lawyer. Secrecy. Mr. Purbeck, are you fully aware of the possible consequences of this action? By waiving your rights over your own solicitor, you expose both yourself and him. I suggest that you consider this course of action very, very carefully.
I want Mr. Kimber to give evidence for the prosecution. I have nothing to fear from the truth.
The case of the Queen versus Purbeck will be resumed tomorrow in the Crown Court. Mary Wells, a wealthy middle-aged widow, has been the principal witness in the case of Regina versus Purbeck. She claims to have been defrauded out of over £40,000 by Simon Purbeck, the alleged medium. Or is he, as some claim, the greatest medium of his age? We shall soon know, because today the prosecution complete their case and Simon Purbeck takes the stand. Saint or sinner? That's the question that may be answered today. The medium's own solicitor, Walter Kimber, takes the stand for the prosecution in today's proceedings in Fulchester Crown Court.
Kimber, how do you view the prospect of giving evidence against your own client?
With some trepidation, Your Honour. I've never been forced to divulge privileged information before. Mr. Purbeck is an honourable man for whom I have the greatest respect and admiration. If he wishes me to give evidence, then I feel I must bow to those wishes.
Very well, Mr. Kimber, if you're quite sure.
What is your religion?
Church of England.
Take the testament in your right hand and read aloud the words on the card.
I swear by Almighty God that the evidence I shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
You are Walter Kimber, solicitor, partner in Kimber, Craddock and Wake of Fulchester?
I am.
And you handle the legal work for the Purbeck Trust?
I do.
And you also handle legal work for Mr. Purbeck personally?
Whenever that is necessary, but it very rarely is, my client detests litigation.
How long have you known Mr. Purbeck?
2.5 years.
And when was the trust set up?
2.5 years ago. That was how I first met Mr. Purbeck.
So Mr. Purbeck came to you to inquire about the setting up of a trust?
Yes. He wanted advice, and I gave it. Later, I drew up the instrument which established that trust.
What is the nature of this trust?
It's a non-profit-making organization with certain specific aims.
And what's its source of income?
Well, some money is raised through Mr. Purbeck's lectures, but mostly through gifts and voluntary contributions.
And what would you estimate are the capital assets of the trust at the moment?
In financial terms?
Yes.
And including the house which Mrs. Wells donated?
Including the house?
Well, very roughly, £44,500.
£44,500, Mr. Kimber?
Well, of course, I may be a few £100 out either way, Your Honour.
And this has all been made in just 2 years?
Yes. Marvellous, isn't it?
Remarkable. Who are the principal agents of the trust?
Mr. Purbeck, Miss Marcus, and myself.
And what remuneration do you all receive?
Oh, purely nominal. Mr. Purbeck and Miss Marcus get all living expenses.
What kind of living expenses?
Oh, everything. Food, clothing, accommodation.
So Mr. Purbeck and Miss Marcus actually live at the centre?
They do.
Rent-free?
Oh, yes.
And does Mr. Purbeck have a car?
Well, there is a car supplied by the Trust for use by Mr. Purbeck.
What about you yourself, Mr. Kimber? What do you receive?
Just normal legal expenses.
Is that all?
Well, there is something else, but it is a personal matter between Mr. Purbeck and myself.
You've been very frank up until now, Mr. Kimber.
Mr. Purbeck arranges for me to receive messages.
Messages? From whom?
My wife, Kathleen, she died 17 years ago.
Ah, so you attend Mr. Purbeck's seances?
Not so much now, no.
Then how do you receive these messages?
By phone.
By the telephone?
Yes, Your Honour. Mr. Purbeck records Kathleen's messages at various seances and then plays them to me over the phone, just before I go to bed. I find them very comforting.
And you believe that these messages are genuine?
Oh, yes. Of course they are. Indubitably.
What is your opinion of Mr. Purbeck as a man?
Well, he isn't one really, is he?
I'm sorry, Mr. Kimber, I don't understand. Mr. Purbeck isn't what?
Well, just a man. Mr. Purbeck is chosen. He's holy. He's a saint.
I have no questions, Your Honour.
You may stand down, Mr. Kimber.
That concludes the evidence for the prosecution, Your Honour.
Mr. Losserby?
For my first witness, I call the accused Simon Purbeck.
What is your religion?
I'm a spiritualist.
Take the testament in your right hand and read aloud the words on the card.
I swear by Almighty God that the evidence I shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
You are Simon Morris Purbeck of the Pines, West Walsham?
I am.
Mr. Purbeck, how old are you?
30.
How long have you been a medium?
For as long as I can remember.
Even as a child?
Oh, yes. From a very early age, I was aware of things other people seemed unable to see.
What kind of things?
It's hard to explain. It's as if you have sharper eyesight than other people, or better hearing.
An extra sense?
No, I don't think it's an extra sense. I think everyone possesses it, but most people don't seem to be able to use it.
You think we are all mediums?
Potentially. I don't like the word medium. I think sensitive is a better word.
When did you find people would give you money for being sensitive?
When I was 10.
10?
Yes. An aunt of mine had lost a brooch. She asked me if I knew where it was. And suddenly I did. I saw the place where it was. I described the place. My aunt went there, found the brooch, and she gave me £1.
Mr. Lotterby, I have been patient while you have questioned Mr. Purbeck on his theories of mediumship and the events of his childhood, neither of which, in my opinion, is relevant to the offence with which he is charged. I must remind you that the court's time is not limitless.
Your Honour, I was merely trying to show that Mr. Purbeck genuinely believes he has mediumistic powers and has in fact been aware of these since childhood.
I think your point has been made, Mr. Lotterby.
Your Honour. Mr. Purbeck, when did you first meet Mrs. Wells?
Just over 2 years ago. She came along to a lecture I gave.
Would you tell the court the purpose of these lectures?
Very briefly, I tried to convince people that we all have psychic power which we can exploit.
Now, did Mrs. Wells approach you after this lecture?
Oh, yes. She approached me after every lecture, in fact.
What did she want?
To communicate with her dead son.
What was your reply?
The first time, I pointed out that the purpose of my lectures was to enable her to do that herself.
Was she successful?
Apparently not. She continually came back to me.
Did she say why?
She wanted me to hold the séance for her.
What inducement did she offer?
Money.
Did you accept?
No.
Why not?
I never do accept money for séances. It's illegal.
Is that the only reason why you refused to accept Mrs. Wells that first time?
No. There was another reason.
What was it?
I thought she was likely to cause trouble.
What do you mean by that?
Mrs. Wells is a neurotic. You have to be very careful with clients, otherwise you can get involved in all sorts of emotional situations.
But you finally agreed to the séance?
Yes.
Why?
She kept on at me, badgered my secretary.
Miss Marcus?
Yes.
Did Mrs. Wells offer you money?
Yes.
How much?
25, 50, £100. She said money was no object. You see, she was convinced that I was the only person that could get in touch with her son.
And you agreed to the séance?
In the end, yes.
Why?
It seemed the easiest way out. She can be a very persistent woman.
Did you accept money for the séance?
No, I never do.
What happened to the séance?
Well, that was unusual. I thought if it wasn't successful, and very often it isn't the first time, she'd give up, attend more lectures.
What happened?
He came.
Who?
Her son, Brian. He was there. He touched her.
How do you know this?
Well, Mrs. Wells said so. You heard her in the court.
Did you touch Mrs. Wells on the shoulder?
No.
Would it have been possible for you to have touched Mrs. Wells without anyone noticing you'd moved?
No. I was sitting in front of her. She was looking at me.
Was Miss Marcos in the room at the same time?
Yes.
Could Miss Marcos have touched Mrs. Wells?
But she wouldn't.
Why not?
Well, why should she? We didn't want Mrs. Wells at our séances. Miss Marcus herself said she was too emotional, too unstable. She was likely to be troublesome.
Would it have been possible for Miss Marcus to have touched Mrs. Wells without your seeing her?
I don't know, I suppose so.
You were in a trance.
Yes?
And you can't be sure Miss Marcus didn't touch Mrs. Wells.
Well, I suppose I can't, but I am sure she wouldn't.
Whose idea was it to set up this trust?
Well, I'd always wanted a centre where people could come to study.
Whose idea was it to found the trust?
Well, I don't know, really. We talked about it for years.
You and Miss Marcus?
Yes.
When you founded the trust, you and Miss Marcus and Mr. Kimber, what was the source of your income?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No, I never handled the money side.
Who did?
Miss Marcus.
You said earlier that you never accepted money for the seances.
Yes, that's right.
But people did give you money.
Yes, but I never concerned myself with that side of things. I concentrated on giving the lectures and holding my seances.
Did you on any occasion fake the results of these seances?
No.
In your dealings with Mrs. Wells, did you intend to deceive her?
Of course not.
But when she wanted her house back, you refused.
Yes, I did.
Why?
Because she gave us that house of her own free will. We didn't ask for it. It was a voluntary gift. And by the time she and the Duke of Wellington wanted it returned...
Mr. Purbeck, if you mean Major Otway, say so. There will be no abuse of witnesses.
Sorry, Your Honour. Well, by the time she wanted the house returned, it wasn't that simple. There were people to consider.
Who?
The people who contributed to the centre, the people who used the centre. I couldn't take it from them.
Lastly, Mr. Purbeck, do you genuinely believe that you have powers beyond our normal ken? Powers that enable you to communicate with the dead?
I know I have.
Thank you, Mr. Purbeck.
Mr. Purbeck, when you first met Miss Marcus, what was your occupation?
I sold encyclopedias.
And how much did you make of that?
It varied.
Well, give us the average figure.
About 25 or 30 pounds a week.
And how much do you make now?
I don't know.
You've no idea?
No.
Well, since the trust, according to Mr. Kimber, is worth about £44,500 made in a matter of 2 or 3 years, this would put your earnings at approximately £15,000 a year.
If you say so.
There's a big difference between that and 1,500.
Obviously, yes.
Would you describe yourself as a successful medium? Oh, I'm sorry, you prefer the word sensitive.
Yes.
Well, unfortunately, the Act is called the Fraudulent Mediums Act and not the Fraudulent Sensitives.
No matter what you choose to call it, I'm not a fraud. I didn't fake anything.
Who touched Mrs. Wells on the shoulder during that first séance?
Her son, as far as I know.
Her dead son?
Yes.
Why do people give you money, Mr. Purbeck?
Because they want to. Because they believe in the idea of the centre.
And I'd had a gratitude for your séances.
How could I say? You'd have to ask them.
Mrs. Wells gave you money and a house.
She did not. She gave them to the trust.
She says she gave money and a house to the trust because it seemed to be what her dead son Brian wanted.
Yes?
But Brian, her son, spoke through you.
Not entirely.
Oh, come, Mr. Purbeck, weren't you supposed to be the channel of communication between Mrs. Wells and her dead son?
To some extent.
Well, is there another medium working on the staff at the centre?
No.
Did not Brian Wells speak through you while you were in a trance?
Yes.
And is it not a fact that this disembodied voice suggested to Mrs. Wells that she make over her house as headquarters for your centre?
Your Honour, my learned friend is in error. Mrs. Wells at no time said that any voice, embodied or disembodied, suggested she give her house to Mr. Purbeck. What she did say was, and I quote, "It seemed to be what Brian wanted, which I contend implies a presumption on the part of Mrs. Wells and not a direct request."
Your Honour, my learned friend is playing with words.
I think not, Mr. Dealey. You will rephrase your question.
As Your Honour pleases. Mr. Purbeck, were you surprised that Mrs. Wells gave her house to your trust?
No.
But nevertheless, you did not refuse the gift.
No. She insisted we accept.
How much did you pay for that suit you're wearing?
Your Honour, is this relevant?
The accused will answer the question, Mr. Lotterby.
That suit, Mr. Purbeck, what did it cost?
I simply can't remember. £60, perhaps?
And how did you obtain the suit?
I bought it.
What with?
Money?
And where did the money come from?
From the trust.
You always take money from the trust when you want something new?
I can't live on air.
Just answer the question, please, Mr. Purbeck, yes or no?
Yes, I was given the money from the trust.
Money donated by more people who insisted that you accept it, no doubt.
Well, I have no idea of the circumstances. As I said before, I had nothing to do with the financial side, but my needs are provided for out of the trust.
It has also been stated in this court that some of these contributions were made to enable you to publish your lectures in book form.
Yes.
Has this book appeared yet?
No.
When will it appear, Mr. Purbeck?
When I consider the time is right.
Mr. Purbeck, in all the time you've been a full-time medium, have any of your other clients ever requested their contributions be returned?
Not as far as I know.
Have any of your clients in the past ever expressed doubt as to your capabilities as a medium?
No.
Have you ever been in a court before on any charge connected with the Fraudulent Mediums Act?
No.
Thank you, Mr. Purbeck.
Thank you, Mr. Purbeck. You will return to the dock.
My next witness I call Miss Carol Marcus.
Miss Carol Marcus.
What is your religion?
Church of England.
Take the testament in your right hand and read aloud the words on this card.
I swear by Almighty God that the evidence I shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
You are Carol May Marcus of the Pines, West Walsham?
Yes?
How long have you known Mr. Purbeck?
5 years.
You are his secretary?
Secretary, receptionist, cashier. I'm the general dog's body.
You handle the money?
Well, someone has to. Simon, Mr. Purbeck, won't.
How about Mr. Kimber?
Oh, he's one of the officers of the trust. He's not concerned with the day-to-day running of the centre.
You are?
Yes.
You meet all the clients?
Yes.
You vet them first?
Yes.
Why?
Because Mr. Purbeck is an innocent. He'd help anyone who came to see him. We have to be careful.
Why?
Because spiritualism attracts all kinds of people. Some are perfectly sincere. They've lost someone they love and they simply want to re-establish some sort of communication with them. But you also get sensation seekers, as well as the hysterical and unstable fringe.
You try and weed out the undesirables?
Yes, as far as it's possible.
You accepted Mrs. Wells?
No, I didn't, actually. She approached Mr. Purbeck personally after a lecture and just pursued him till she got him to agree to grant her a séance.
You were against this?
I was.
Why? Did you regard her as undesirable?
Not undesirable exactly, but likely to be troublesome. Mrs. Wells is a wealthy woman, self-centred, spoilt, rather unstable, who'd lost her only son under tragic circumstances. She's one of those people who have to be the centre of attention no matter what. That's why she had to have Simon to herself, why she gave us the house, a grand gesture. She made herself our patroness.
According to Mrs. Wells, she discussed with you the possibility of giving the house to the trust.
That's true.
She says that you suggested it was perhaps what her dead son wanted.
She's mistaken.
What did happen then?
She just informed me that Brian wanted her to give us the Pines.
What was your reaction?
Very great uneasiness.
Why?
I thought we were putting ourselves far too much into her hands.
Did Mr. Purbeck or Mr. Kimber agree with you?
No, Simon had always wanted proper premises to set up the centre, and Mrs. Wells's gift seemed like a prayer answered. So I said we must do it all legally. A deed of transference, everything in black and white.
You distrusted Mrs. Wells?
I thought she was the sort of person who could change her mind overnight, which is just what she did.
She says that Mr. Purbeck seems to have less and less time for her. Is that so?
No, he didn't have less time. He just couldn't give her any more. She'd become very possessive. She wanted Simon all to herself, her own personal full-time medium. Well, he had others to consider, people who'd been coming to him for years.
These other people, these other clients, did they pay Mr. Purbeck to attend the séances?
No, they paid only to attend lectures. Simon never charged for séances.
But he did accept financial contributions and gifts.
Yes.
Miss Marcus, what were you doing when you first met Simon Purbeck? What was your job?
I was a doctor's receptionist.
Did the doctor whom you worked for specialize in any particular branch of medicine?
Yes, psychiatry.
And under what circumstances did you meet Mr. Purbeck?
He was a patient.
What was wrong with him?
A mild depressive condition, nothing serious.
How long was he a patient?
About a month.
Has he ever been back?
Not to my knowledge.
While he was a patient, he also worked as a salesman selling encyclopedias?
Yes.
When did he become a full-time medium?
Shortly after that.
Long before he met Mrs. Wells?
Ooh, a good 2 years before.
Miss Marcus, you were present at that first séance with Mrs. Wells.
Yes.
Is that usual?
No. But then Mrs. Wells was not our usual type of client.
Mrs. Wells insists that someone touched her on her shoulder.
I know. She told everyone it was her son, Brian.
Was it?
How would I know?
Did you touch her?
No.
Did you see Mr. Purbeck touch her?
No.
Could you have seen it if he had?
Yes, he would have had to got out of the big chair and come across to her.
And he did not?
No.
So you genuinely believe that this was a genuine phenomenon?
No.
Could you explain, please?
If you ask me, nothing and nobody touched Mrs. Wells on the shoulder. She's one of those people who have to do everything bigger and better than everyone else. It was a typical piece of self-deception, so that Simon would devote more time to her.
Your Honour, these accusations on the part of the witness are malicious and completely without foundation.
Yes, to a certain extent I agree, Mr. Dealey. You're not here to make unpleasant comments on Mrs. Wells's character.
Your Honour, all I said was that I thought she deceived herself. That's why a medium has to be very careful.
Very well. So you'll say she deceived herself?
Yes, Your Honour.
Mr. Lotterby, you may continue.
No more questions, Your Honour. Thank you, Miss Marcus.
Miss Marcos, I find your rationale very interesting. You suspect that Mrs. Wells deceived herself about what occurred at the séance. But did you suggest to her that she might be mistaken about the touch on her shoulder?
No.
Why not?
I hadn't the heart.
Did you later mention your suspicions to Simon Purbeck?
No.
Why not?
Because it would only have upset him.
Or perhaps Mr. Purbeck had already guessed what had happened.
Oh, Simon was in a trance. How could he have known what was happening?
But you did. Or at least you thought you did, Miss Marcos. Yet by your own admission, you told no one, you warned no one.
Not on that occasion.
Did you at any other time?
I always used to tell every client that the important thing was to be as objective as possible. I used to say that a medium was rather like a telephone exchange. It's terribly easy to get a wrong number.
But surely, after that first sensational séance, you can't expect any bereaved mother to remain objective.
Depends on the mother.
I put it to you, Miss Marcus, that by your silence you knowingly compounded a deception.
No. I didn't know it was a deception. I couldn't be 100% sure.
Yet you were just now, while you were accusing Mrs. Wells.
The case of the Queen versus Purbeck will be resumed tomorrow in the Crown Court. Saint or sinner, holy man or common criminal? Is Simon Purbeck a genuine medium with real powers, or a fake and a fraud? That is the question facing the jury in the case of Regina versus Purbeck. Simon Purbeck, self-styled founder of the Centre for the Study of the Spiritual Sciences, the man the newspapers have nicknamed the Wizard of West Walsham, is on trial at Fulchester Crown Court. He is alleged to have defrauded Mrs. Mary Wells out of over £40,000. Today is the last day of the trial. We shall not have long to wait for an answer to the question.
Where were you born, Miss Marcos?
Liverpool.
And how old are you?
34.
You said that you were a receptionist before you met Mr. Purbeck.
Yes.
Why did you give that all up and become his, maid of all work?
Because I believe in Simon Purbeck.
As a medium?
Yes.
Nevertheless, isn't it true that your present job pays much better than being a receptionist?
All we get is living expenses.
You haven't answered my question, Miss Marcos. In financial terms, and you do handle the money, don't you? Doesn't spiritualism pay much better than being a receptionist or selling encyclopedias?
Is that a crime?
Just answer the question, yes or no, Miss Marcos.
Yes.
It does pay better.
Yes.
Now, you're one of the 3 office holders of this trust that controls the Centre for the Study of Spiritual Sciences.
Yes.
What are spiritual sciences?
Those sciences connected with spiritualism and the spirit world.
And how many people are studying at the centre at the moment?
What?
How many students are studying at the centre at the moment?
Well, actually none at the moment, but we hope in the course of time to have people using the facilities.
What facilities?
We have a library.
Oh, how many books does it contain?
I don't know offhand.
Well, give us an approximation. Does it contain 50 books?
I couldn't say.
1,000 books?
I don't know.
You're quite sure there are some books in this library, Miss Marcos?
Yes.
What other facilities has this centre to offer the student of spiritual sciences?
Mostly just accommodation at the moment.
And at the moment, how many people are making use of this accommodation?
The centre's only been in operation for about a year.
Just answer the question, please, Miss Marcos. How many people are living at the Pines, West Walsham?
Mr. Purbeck and myself and the Italian couple who look after the place.
How large is the house? How many rooms are there?
About 14, I think.
Does that include a staff flat?
No, there's also a small staff flat.
The Pines, West Walsham could hardly be called overcrowded then, could it? Miss Marcos, in answer to my learned friend, you observed that spiritualism attracted all kinds of people. Some sincere, some mere sensation seekers. What I think you described as, what was the phrase you used?
The hysterical and unstable fringe.
What a memory you have, Miss Marcos. Nevertheless, isn't it a fact that you were trained to recognize hysterics and instability?
I should like to think I could recognize an unstable personality when I saw one, yes. Which may account for the fact that until Mrs. Wells came onto the scene, we had no complaints at all from any clients.
In fact, you personally vetted all the clients?
Nearly all.
And apart from those who you would describe as, well, your word again, troublesome, what else did you vet these clients for?
I don't know what you mean.
Didn't you vet these clients in order to find out what they were worth?
No.
Oh, come, Miss Marcos, you surely don't expect the jury to believe that financial considerations did not come into your choice of client.
Money played no part in it at all.
All right. How did you conduct this vetting? Did you ask questions?
Yes.
What sort of questions?
Well, mostly about the reasons why they came to see Simon in the first place. Was it curiosity or because they'd lost a loved one?
And you asked them their name and address?
Yes.
And where they worked?
Sometimes, if it seemed important.
Well, I submit, Miss Marcos, given this information, plus the fact of having the person in question in front of you, a person of your experience and intelligence would have no difficulty in arriving at a fair assessment of the financial status of the potential client. Now, is it not true, Miss Marcos, that these private seances with Mr. Purbeck were almost exclusively the privilege of your more wealthy clients?
No.
How many clients had private seances?
Very few.
And of these clients who had private seances like Mrs. Wells, how many would you describe as wealthy?
I couldn't say. We didn't ask to see their bank balances.
Oh, come, Miss Marcos, you vetted the people. You don't expect the jury to believe that you don't know the difference between rich and poor.
Well, of course I do, but most of our clientele's drawn from the middle income bracket.
And did all these people make contributions to the centre?
When they could.
How much did these contributions and gifts amount to in a year?
I don't know.
Didn't you keep any records?
Why should I? They were gifts.
Well, Mrs. Wells has said in evidence that over a period of 2 years, she contributed a house worth between £30,000 and £35,000, plus between £8,000 and £9,000 in cash. Now, this works out at approximately £20,000 a year. Now, I take it that this was not a typical contribution.
No.
Then what was, Miss Marcos?
I don't know.
But you handled the financial side, didn't you?
Yes.
Well, Mr. Kimber has said in evidence that the total assets of the trust at the moment, including the value of the house, is approximately £44,000. Now, do you agree with this figure?
If Mr. Kimber says that, it must be right.
And £44,000 is almost exactly the total value of what Mrs. Wells contributed. Now, what the court would like to know, Miss Marcos, is what has happened to the rest of the money? The money from the other clients who you so carefully vetted.
It went on expenses.
What kind of expenses, Miss Marcos? Living expenses for you and Mr. Purbeck?
Partly. The rest will have gone on hiring halls, accommodation, heating, lighting, printing posters. We didn't always have Mrs. Wells's house to use for seances. We had to rent accommodation. Being a medium can be very expensive.
Obviously. Thank you, Miss Marcos.
Firstly, Miss Marcos, regarding the centre's library, would you say it was adequately stocked at the moment?
I would, yes.
Thank you. Now, you say you kept no record of gifts.
No.
Why didn't you?
Because Mr. Purbeck believes that spiritualism and bookkeeping don't mix.
Miss Marcos, did any of your clients ever complain about the luxury in which you and Mr. Purbeck lived?
No, because there wasn't any luxury to complain about.
Did Mr. Purbeck ever turn away any clients because they were poor?
No.
But he did turn people away?
Yes, but not because they hadn't any money. We turned away people whom we thought unsuitable or who wouldn't fit in with Simon's way of running seances. That's all.
Thank you, Miss Marcos.
Thank you, Miss Marcos. You may stand down.
I call Miss Rachel Sullivan.
Miss Rachel Sullivan.
What is your religion?
Church of England.
Take the Bible in your right hand and read out aloud the words on this card.
I swear by Almighty God that the evidence I shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Your name is Rachel Sullivan?
Yes.
Where do you live?
37A Berry Street, Fulchester.
What is your occupation?
Well, I'm retired now, but I used to be a school teacher.
Which school?
I used to be principal Latin teacher at St. Oswith's Girls' School, Fulchester.
Miss Sullivan, you are interested in spiritualism?
Yes.
Have you been interested for long?
About 15 or 20 years. It was my dear friend, she's dead now, alas, who first took me along to seances.
15 to 20 years? You must have attended a great many seances in that time.
Oh, yes, a great many.
And observed many mediums in action?
Yes, indeed, probably about 30 or 40.
And you are now one of Mr. Purbeck's regular clients?
I've been going to Simon Purbeck for nearly 4 years.
What is your opinion of him as a medium?
I think without doubt that he's the finest natural medium I have ever seen. There's no act with him, no personality cult, if you follow me. Well, I mean, he's the only medium I've ever seen who will suddenly stop in the middle of a seance and say, I'm sorry, the power has gone, I can't do any more. It really is most unusual.
I'm sure it is, Miss Sullivan. Is that why you've gone to him so regularly?
Partly, and partly because when my dear friend died, I tried to get into contact with her through various mediums. She was a Christian Scientist and a spiritualist, and I knew if it was at all possible she would communicate with me. But she didn't. I saw a lot of mediums, some of them genuine, some of them charlatans and frauds. And then I heard of Simon Purbeck, and I went to see him. And Evadne spoke to me.
Did Mr. Purbeck charge you for the seances?
Oh, no. Oh, no, he makes no charge at all.
Well, he must have paid something.
Well, if you can afford it, you can make some small financial contribution, but you're not forced to.
And what happens if you don't contribute?
Nothing.
Nothing at all? Can you still attend the seances?
Oh, yes, provided you've been a regular, of course. Well, I mean, for the past year, ever since I've been retired, it was on account of my asthma, you know. I've paid no contributions at all. Well, I simply couldn't afford it on a small pension. I was going to give up going to the seances, but Mr. Purbeck insisted that I continue. Yes, I pay nothing.
Thank you, Miss Sullivan.
Miss Sullivan, am I correct in presuming that you're not a wealthy woman?
I am certainly not.
And that you own no property?
No.
And you have no private income or personal fortune?
No.
And even though you cannot afford it, Mr. Purbeck still allows you to attend his seances?
That is correct.
What seances are these?
I'm afraid I don't understand.
Well, are these the public seances, Miss Sullivan, or, like Mrs. Wells, do you attend private seances? Do you see Mr. Purbeck alone or in the company of others?
I attend the public seances and occasionally one of his smaller ones.
And how many people usually attend his public seances?
100.
And the smaller ones?
Half a dozen, a dozen.
Have you ever had a seance with Mr. Purbeck alone?
No.
But then, as you said, Miss Sullivan, you have no property, no private income, and no personal fortune.
Miss Sullivan, have you ever asked Mr. Purbeck for a private seance?
No.
Do you know many people who have private seances with Mr. Purbeck?
No.
Miss Sullivan, with your extensive experience of seances and mediums, and in all the time you've been going to Mr. Purbeck, have you ever caught him in anything fraudulent?
I have not.
Thank you, Miss Sullivan.
Thank you, Miss Sullivan. You may stand down.
That concludes the case for the defence.
This seems a convenient time to adjourn. I will hear the speeches for the prosecution and defence after lunch.
All rise.
Mr. Dealey.
Members of the jury. A case like this is deeply disturbing, not only because there is a very considerable sum of money involved, but because a case like this involves people's deepest and most profoundly held beliefs. Anyone who has lost someone they loved has wondered if perhaps, somehow, one day they can ever hope to see that loved one again. And some people believe that not only this is possible, but that in fact they can actually communicate here and now with those who have died. Now, what is important here is that people find great comfort in these beliefs. But, inevitably, human nature being what it is, there are those who will ruthlessly and criminally exploit those beliefs for their own gains. Now, it was in order to protect the bereaved from these contemptible human predators that in 1951, Parliament passed the Fraudulent Mediums Act. And it is my contention, members of the jury, that Simon Purbeck is just such a predator, and that he deliberately and criminally exploited Mrs. Mary Wells to the tune of over £40,000. Now, let us consider the evidence, members of the jury. Mrs. Wells had lost her only son, and her desperate search for contact with him led her tragically to Simon Purbeck. Now, you may feel her quest was foolish, But foolish or not, she has every right to protection under the law. Now, fact. Purbeck had set up as a medium. Fact. A séance was arranged at which she gained the impression, and who can say how, that her dead son had touched her upon the shoulder. Well, she was ecstatic. At last her dream had come true. Now, who can blame her if she poured out her wealth on Simon Purbeck as a result of who knows what subtle pressures, hints, and suggestions? Now, Simon Purbeck, I contend, is a shrewd man. No one's fool. Rather than accept Mrs. Wells's money personally, which would have left him wide open for prosecution, he sets up a trust for some centre for the study of spiritual sciences. Now, I ask you, members of the jury, have you ever heard of these sciences? I have not. And I tell you that this centre is as much a fraud as the rest of his operation. Ask yourselves, shouldn't a centre for study contain some students? But this centre turns out to be no more than a free private home for Mr. Purbeck and his assistant. And if such a centre was in earnest, shouldn't its finances be a model of probity? But Miss Marcos has told us that they kept no records of all the monies given to them by clients. Now, Miss Marcos also states that she believed that Mrs. Wells was deceiving herself. And she also claims not to have discussed this with Mr. Purbeck, which seems hard to accept considering the closeness of their relationship. Yet, knowing this, they allowed Mrs. Wells to attend séances and to make vast contributions of money for over 2 years after that first séance. Now, I ask you, members of the jury, could you, believing that someone was deceiving themselves, accept over £20,000 a year from that person? I doubt it. It is my contention, members of the jury, that Simon Purbeck, with intent to deceive, set up as a spiritualistic medium for which he received reward. And I trust, therefore, members of the jury, that you will find him guilty of the charges against him.
Mr. Lotterby.
Your Honour, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we cannot fail to sympathise with Mrs. Wells in her need to contact her dead son. We can understand her joy when she believed she had made that contact. We can understand how bitterly disappointed she must have been when it was put into her head that that contact had been a fake. Because there is no doubt, ladies and gentlemen, that before she met Major Otway, Mrs. Wells believed she had achieved the one thing in life that held most meaning for her: contact with her dead son. So grateful is she that she pours out her money, uninvited and unasked for, to help set up a centre to study those same spiritual sciences which had brought about her happiness. But then she becomes greedy. Now, this is a lady who believes that her money will get her anything she wants. And what she wants is more and more of the medium's time. Mr. Purbeck cannot or will not give it her. Then the Major enters her life. Off with the old, on with the new. She is told that what she had yesterday is useless and valueless, and therefore the person from whom she bought is a criminal. She must take back all that she had so freely given. Ladies and gentlemen, we might well doubt Major Otway's motives. Now, about the motives of the accused, Simon Purbeck, I contend there is no doubt. He genuinely believes in himself as a medium, or, as he prefers it, a person sensitive to spiritual forces. We have heard the evidence of a witness with considerable experience of mediums and seances who tells us that Simon Purbeck is the finest natural medium she's ever seen. Certainly no one, not even Major Otway, has seen anything fraudulent in the conduct of his seances. The reward that Simon Purbeck received was to see his ideas and beliefs studied and advanced for future generations, to help other people like Mrs. Wells. You will note that he was given a house worth £30,000 to £35,000. Well, he didn't sell it and make off with the loot. He set up a study centre. Now, the prosecution complains that this study centre is not yet in operation. Well, ladies and gentlemen, my learned friend and I both went to the same university. A university which for the past 2 years has been planning to set up a school for theoretical astronomy. In 2 years' time, they hope to receive their first students for the new course. Well, no one has accused the university authorities of fraud. Ladies and gentlemen, neither can we accuse Simon Purbeck. I suggest you have no alternative but to find Simon Purbeck not guilty of the charges against him.
Members of the jury, I do not propose to repeat counsel's arguments which have been cogently and forcefully put. Instead, I propose to try and clarify the legal issues as I see them. Now, the Fraudulent Mediums Act is a fairly recent piece of legislation, and it has been comparatively little used. What I'm going to do, therefore, is to read those sections of the Act which concern us. Now, the Act states quite clearly that any person who, A, with intent to deceive, purports to act as a spiritualistic medium, or to exercise any powers of telepathy, clairvoyance, or other similar powers, or B, in purporting to act as a spiritualistic medium, or to exercise such powers as aforesaid, uses any fraudulent device, such a person shall be guilty of an offence. Now, the Act goes on to say, a person shall not be convicted of an offence under the foregoing unless it is proved that he acted for reward. And for the purposes of this section, a person shall be deemed to act for reward if any money is paid or other valuable thing given in respect of what he does, whether to him or to any other person. It's clear that you, members of the jury, have to decide on two matters. Firstly, whether Simon Purbeck purported to act as a spiritualistic medium with intent to deceive. And secondly, if he did so act, whether he acted for reward. Now, the question of reward is not really difficult at all, for as I see it, it makes no difference whether these various monies and the house were given to the accused or to a trust, and I direct you that the phrase "to any other person" be construed to include an abstract entity such as a trust. So then, we come back to the question with intent to deceive. Now, the question of whether or not there was any intention to deceive is for you, members of the jury, and only you can decide. Now, you will now retire and consider your verdict.
All stand. Members of the jury, just answer this question, yes or no. Have you reached a verdict upon which you are all agreed?
Yes.
Do you find the prisoner at the bar, Simon Morris Purbeck, guilty or not guilty of the charge brought under the Fraudulent Mediums Act 1951?
Guilty.
That is the verdict of you all?
Yes.
Judge Bragg sentenced Purbeck to 12 months' imprisonment and also fined him £400. Next week, a chance for you to join another jury in assessing the facts when our cameras return to watch a leading case in the Crown Court.